Hello friends, my name is Prashant and welcome to my channel Beginner's Guide to Service Excellence. The topic for our presentation today is Skill Will Matrix. It is part of our leadership training series. What is Skill Will Matrix? Skill Will Matrix was first introduced by Max Landsberg in his business book, The Tao of Coaching. It is widely considered as the best management approach to coach the team member. In his book, he says, coaching is the key to realizing the potential of your employees, your organization, and yourself. As the name indicates, Skill Will Matrix is based on two key metrics, that is skill and will. Skill depends on experience, training, and understanding, whereas will depends on desire to achieve, incentives, security, and confidence. The reason the skill versus will distinction is important is because how you deal with an employee having lack of skill is very different from how you would deal with an employee having lack of desire, lack of will. Now, if you're a manager or a department head, this skill will matrix will change your view and will give you another dimension towards people management. This will help you discover technique that you can use to enhance the productivity and efficiency of your staff, resulting in better performance and increased profits. Without further ado, let's draw the skill will matrix and see how we can use this in our business life. Let's begin with the x-axis as will, y-axis as skill, starting from low going all the way till high. Now let's divide this into four quadrants. The first quadrant would be this portion, which is low skill and low will. Second quadrant would be low skill but high will. Third quadrant, high skill, low will. Fourth quadrant, high skill, high will. Now, to understand this concept in detail, let's study each quadrant in isolation. Let's begin with the first quadrant, which is low skill, low will. The staff who would fall in this quadrant would most probably be a new employee or a fresh graduate or someone who has moved from another department, and they might be feeling completely alien to the new environment, or they might be overwhelmed with the tasks that has been given to them and they might not be able to cope up with it. Worst case scenario, you might have an employee who is a complete misfit to your department, which is very unlikely, but that is also a possibility. As a manager, the biggest challenge that you have is how to deal with these employees. Now, these employees have low skill as well as low will. Based on your coaching and mentoring, you have to move them from this quadrant to high skill, high will. It may take time, but it's not impossible. So how do you deal with these employees? You have to be extremely straight to them, extremely direct, be very specific, set the expectations very clear. Ensure that you give them short-term goals. Alright, and when you specify the goals, also tell them how they can achieve it and have frequent interactions with them. Also, maintain a progress chart. See how they are progressing week on week, month on month. After a period of time, if you do not see any progressive growth for these employees, you may have to either move them to another department or probably fire them, because you do not want them to be a cancer in your department and have a negative influence on other employees and also having a negative impact on your business growth. Now let's look at the second quadrant, that is low skill and high will. Employees that are expected to be in this quadrant are fairly new to your department. They are still in their learning phase or still in the on-the-job training. Now the important part is high will, which means they have very high aptitude to learn something new. Your objective of pushing them from here to here, which is high skill, high will, is fairly simple. what you need to do is ensure that you invest time on them. You guide them, you motivate them, you sit with them and discuss their goals and objectives. Allow them to make mistakes. Let them learn from their mistakes. Do not be extremely strict with them. Let's move on and let's look at quadrant 3. We have high skill, low will. High skill means the employees that would fall in this category would be experienced and highly tenured, but due to some reason their willingness have come down. As a manager, it's very important that you understand why their motivation levels have come down. The reasons can be multiple. It can be that they are not professionally recognized. They feel that they did not get what they deserve. How do you deal with these employees? The most important thing is make them feel valued. Recognize their efforts. Appreciate them. Sit with them and understand their expectations. Reassure them of their role. Discuss their objectives and goals with them. Make them feel valued. Motivate them. Once they have the motivation, automatically their willingness would go up, which would result in them moving into the next quadrant, which is high skill, high will. Now, this is the best quadrant of all. Here you have your best performers, you have your star performers. But what you also need to understand is, as always, the high skill and high will employees are very small in number, which means you can apply the Pareto principle and only 20% of your staff would be in this category. And this 20% of your staff would be resulting in 80% of your departmental performance. And that is the reason why you need to make sure that the staff from your other quadrants move into this quadrant. These employees are not just your star performers, but they are the backbone of your business. You need to make sure that you treat them as partners. You need to recognize them, appreciate their efforts, delegate your responsibility, give them the freedom that they require, trust and believe in them. And once you do that, you will have ample time to focus on the 3 quadrants. Let's evaluate what we have learned so far. For staff who have low skill, low will, we will direct them. We will tell them what needs to be achieved and we will set the expectations clear from the beginning. For staff with low skill, high will, we will guide them. We will mentor them. For staff with high skill, low will, we will excite them. We will motivate them to perform better. For staff with high skill and high will, we will delegate them. Now, that is what skill-will matrix is all about. It helps you identify and group your team members in appropriate quadrants and then assists you in choosing the right people management technique to guide and enhance their skill and will to help them progress in their career and help you become a better leader. I hope you found this video useful, and if you did enjoy the video, please do not forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel. If you have any questions or any feedback, please feel free to drop in a comment and we will be glad to get back to you at the earliest. Thank you so much and have a nice day.